Franklin Roosevelt said it best. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. And oddly enough, we should perhaps call upon someone from the 50s, a fictional character, Dr. Strangelove, who advised us to give up our fears and learn to love the bomb. We don't want you to love the bomb, but we do want you to reconsider the potential of atomic energy. Our policies in this regard have been driven by wild fantasies, fears, speculation. I was having a discussion with a friend just over the weekend, and I was suggesting that we needed to depend more solidly on atomic energy. And he says, well, have you heard of 3 Mile Island? Yes, and I asked him, well, how many people died there? And, well, the answer was no one. And then the discussion went on. He says, well, there's Chernobyl. And I asked how many people died there. And he checked on the internet. It said it was speculated that it was 36,000, but no one could come up with a number. Actually, if you came up with a number, it would not be enough people to make a good jumbo jet crash. And then he said, well, what about the environmental consequences of the material? Well, I told him to check the National Geographic story about Bikini Atoll. I mean, you remember that place. I mean, how many devices did we set off there? Over how long a period of time? And yet, it's thriving. Or visit Hiroshima or Nagasaki. And while there might be some health problems, these are not dead forbidden zones, forbidden for the lifetime of the half-life of uranium or plutonium or whatever. No, these are thriving metropolitan areas. I think it's time to recognize that we need to have the courage that our forefathers, that our ancestors did when they came to this country and faced an unknown wilderness full of death and disease. We need to understand that we need to live courageously in the future, granted with a degree of prudence, but we don't need to live in the shadow of speculative fears. This nation needs to gain control of its energy resources, and it needs to gain control of its fears. We need to work with all the skill that we did in the space program to put online the 1,000 nuclear plants that we once wanted, that we need to cut down our dependence on foreign oil. And we have to remember something else about atomic energy. The supply of that energy is literally inexhaustible. Now, I know there are people who say that there's this problem with disposing of waste. Well, our ingenuity must be put to the great task of figuring out how to dispose of waste. But understand this, we cannot ignore our economy. We cannot fail to feed it with the energy that it needs. And we cannot fail to engage the ingenuity we need to grasp the future.